This is footage of a short-tailed albatross on Minami-Kojima Island in the Senkaku Islands, taken around 2002. In Japan, the short-tailed albatross is a rare bird that lives only in parts of the Ogasawara and the Senkaku Islands. The albatross is adept at long-distance gliding. In summer, the albatross spends time near Alaska and flies over to waters near Japan during the winter to breed. In the late 19th century, albatross were a common sight in Japan. Their population shrank because they were overhunted for their feathers. After a 1909 survey in the Senkakus, their habitats could not be confirmed for many years. In 1971, the short-tailed albatross was found on Minami-Kojima Island and Kita-Kojima Island. Examples of albatross breeding were confirmed in Minami-Kojima in 1988 and in Kita-Kojima in 2001. Kita-Kojima and Minami-Kojima have many cliffs from which albatross use headwinds or updrafts to take wing. An albatross has just flown off a cliff on Minami-Kojima. Let's take a bird's-eye look at the scenery of the Senkaku Islands. The island below the albatross is Minami-Kojima. The footage is from around 1979. The crag has an impressive shape. The Pinnacle Islands is another name for the Senkakus. The footage from 1979 shows the Senkakus in their original state. In 1978, goats were brought to Uotsuri Island. A surge in their population ended up transforming the island's ecology. A gliding albatross heads south as it encounters headwinds. The bird turns north to ride the tailwind. It's tracing an S shape while changing altitude. This technique is called dynamic soaring. It allows the albatross to fly long distances without having to flap its wings. The albatross flies into the wind and climbs once its wings meet the wind. After climbing to an altitude of about 20 meters, it turns and accelerates as it rides the tailwind while beginning to descend. When it descends to just above sea level, it turns. The albatross is then lifted by the headwind. The bird turns into the headwind near the sea, where the wind is slower. It then turns into the tailwind in the upper air, where the wind blows faster, allowing it to fly without having to flap its wings much. In front is Kita-Kojima Island. Kita-Kojima has an area of about 0.31 square kilometers, including the surrounding rocks and inlets. There are crags on the north side and tableland on the south side. The albatross climbs by catching the ascending air current. The bird spirals high into the air and looks out over the Senkaku Islands. The island next to Kita-Kojima is Minami-Kojima. The area of Minami-Kojima is about 0.4 square kilometers. Kita-Kojima and Minami-Kojima are habitats for seabirds such as boobies and terns. The large island ahead is Uotsuri Island. Its southern slope is very steep. Uotsuri has an area of about 3.8 square kilometers. The elevation at the highest point is 362 meters. The island is about 3.3 kilometers long. The albatross is heading towards Uotsuri. The bird has made its way near Uotsuri. It's flying over the mountain by catching the updraft from the slope. The bird spirals higher and is ready to fly over the mountain. The opposite side of the island is now visible. The northern slope is gentler than the southern slope. The trees growing here belong to the palm tree family. Take a close look at the coast. There used to be an excavation port here. It's the site of the former Koga village, which was named after its founder, Koga Tatsushiro. The land in front of the excavation port used to be cultivated. After the Senkakus were incorporated into Japan in 1895, many people settled on the islands. They hunted the albatross for its feathers, stuffed terns as decorations for hats, and made dried bonito. The bird has spotted something to eat. The albatross eats dead and weakened fish that float up to the surface. This is why it has been called a cleaner of the sea. We don't want to disturb the albatross's meal, so we should leave. Thank you for watching.